Tarot channel. Today I'm going to be doing one of my subscribers recommended reading, which is the success of ITZY K-pop girl group next upcoming album. I believe Born to Be is the name, that comes out on 2024 January 8th. While watching this video, please keep in mind that this is all for entertainment purposes only. I don't claim to know the future, the success, the thoughts, or anything like that. I'm just telling what my cards are pointing to me. Take my words with a grain of salt, not as a literal fact, because my interpretations and my words might be completely incorrect. So yeah, without further ado, let's start. So we will start off with the first glance at ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be. What is it about? What can you tell me? What do you want to share with me about ITZY's upcoming album, Born to Be? One, two, and one more card. Okay, this one. Share something about ITZY's upcoming album Born to Be that comes out and concept of ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be. So, first glance, let's see. So, what card did I get? From the tarot, I got the card of the Lovers, Ace of Pentacles, the card of Five of Cups, and the Moon. And from the Oracle, I got the card of Organization and the card of Protection. I do think that this album is going to be something quite a bit different, than ITZY, what has ITZY done before, because Ace of Pentacles as a card, represent you stepping outside of your comfort zone, so they could be doing something different that they haven't done before. This could be, for example, their solo songs that I know, that each girl is having a song sung by only themselves, like a solo. There is also a possibility that ITZY in this album is going to have some sort of song that could be a bit slower, like a ballad, for example, because I got the card of Five of Cups and the Moon. There is also a chance that it's about some sort of love, about a bond with some other person. Because I got the card of Five of Cups, I do think that fans are going to be 50-50 about this comeback, because one member is not participating as far as I know, and they are uncertain whether they should like it or should they be focusing on that album, and even if Leah is on hiatus. So there is like this sort of uncertainty, and you not making the decision. I do think that ITZY as girls are going to be really united in this comeback. Also, the fans are somehow changing their mindset that we will protect them from others, we will be there for them, we will appreciate the talents of ITZY. And there is even a chance that the title song is a bit darker themed this time around. It's all about unveiling secrets, about being faithful even if things are tough, So the message of the song is probably has like a deep meaning, if I have to say so. Yeah, this was the first glance. It's a bit short, but let's roll with it. Next, we will move on to how each member feels about this comeback. So we will start off with the leader, Yeji. How does Yeji feel about their ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be album? This. How does how does Ryujin feel about this comeback? Ryujin. Next we have Chaeryeong. How does Chaeryeong feel about ITZY's next comeback? Chaeryeong. And finally Yuna. How does Yuna feel about this comeback called Born to Be, their current next album? How does Yuna feel about their next comeback? Okay, this card, since the only card. I'm not going to include Leah since I know that she is not participating in, this, or at least maybe I am mistaken, but that's what I heard. Now let's also take one card from the Oracle. How does Yeji feel about ITZY's next comeback? One card only. How does How does Ryujin feel about ITZY's next comeback? How does Chaeryeong feel about ITZY's next comeback? How does Chaeryeong? Two cards, I'm going to take both of them. And finally, how does Yuna feel about ITZY's next comeback? Okay, this one. Thank you. Okay, let's start off with Yeji. How does Yeji feel about this comeback? So Yeji got the card of Order and the card of Queen of Wands. So I do think that she thinks that this comeback is somehow way better structured and maybe thought of than than their usual preparation for comebacks are. Maybe she is excited about all the schedules that they're going to attend, or maybe she's just excited that they are given the creative freedom, for example, to choose. There is also a possibility that she feels like a queen, like she is very powerful, or maybe she will have to take this role of the super powerful woman who is very sure of herself. But she is also at the back of her mind thinks that is this the right time to have a comeback? Is it way too soon or not? But I do think that she thinks that this comeback could have potential to be profitable, to have ITZY's name be be talked in a very positive way, that fans are glad to be fans of ITZY. She wants to make the fans proud of ITZY's work somehow. And I do also think that this comeback has required a lot of strength, mental strength in a way. Yeah, now let's move on to Ryujin. Ryujin got the card of the Empress and the card of Manipulation. So Empress card being right here is really positive sign. She is excited to give quote unquote give birth to this new project, to the new music. She feels like she's very she could have her own spotlights where she can stand out. Also, she might be excited by, you know, her appearance wise. You know, she is, maybe she has changed or is going to change her hairstyle, her makeup look, or maybe just the way the outfits, you know, she's excited about that. She also feels really pretty, really like a really powerful woman, like a mother, but also her feminine side is going to show up a lot in this comeback. But also because I got the card of manipulation, this is really strange because deep down, as well as Yeji, I do think that they are not talking about it, you know, in a literal sense, but you know, there is this elephant in the room that something is not right, something feels a bit rushed. But I do think that ITZY, as a whole group, they are very adaptable to whatever situation, and she feels like the higher ups are pushing the some sort of message, some sort of words that she doesn't fully agree on, but she will, you know, somehow will have to make it work. Maybe it's not her favorite, you know, for example, comeback song, but she is very excited about, you know, finally having a new music, you know, something new, to promote, not being, you know, she wants action, and she feels like even if she doesn't like, for example, the comeback, she will have, you know, the movement to go and showcase her as an individual. But I do think that she is not against the idea of this comeback. She feels excited and appreciated, or she hopes to be. Yeah. Now it's Cheryung. Cheryung got the card of idealism, authority, and the card of Six of Swords. So she thinks that this comeback could be a bit more, you know, leaning towards the international fandom, you know, for their interest. Maybe the song will have quite a bit of English lyrics, or just in general, the message will, you know, or she thinks that this comeback, this song will be more orientated towards international, overseas fans. She thinks that uh, uh, this comeback has, she feels a lot of pressure coming from the higher ups to do well in this comeback. Maybe there's even a chance that you know, maybe they will be like the sort of like, she wants to be like a great example for younger, you know, people who also dream of becoming an idol. You know, she wants to be that, you know, someone who people admire for their talent, who have this sort of idealism, you know. Oh, she wants the attention, and she hopes that this comeback will bring the, you know, the talk about ITZY, the attention, the fame, you know, with 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 this song, with this comeback. Because she does want to be, you know, like the leader of her, you know, generation, or just in general, she wants ITZY's name to be successful and not looked into like a hateful way. Now let's move on to Yuna, the Maknae. She got the card from the Tarot Three of Swords, and from the Oracle the card of Decision. So there are some things that she's really looking forward, you know, the promotion, But is she that excited about this comeback? Probably not. She feels like some part of her is missing. Maybe that has to be, with Leah's situation, there where she feels like ITZY is not as a whole and she can't be fully, excited. Mm, she thinks that there are some great songs, but she feels like I will go through it, but am I super super excited? Is this my favorite comeback? Probably not. But she is excited about all the opportunities that this comeback could bring to ITZY. That's what I get. Or she just doesn't want to disappoint fans. She has this sort of like fear of disappointing and getting a feedback that she, like getting a negative feedback. She's afraid for that. That's what I got. Now let's move on to fans' reaction. How will Korean public going to react to ITZY's upcoming comeback, Born to Be? How was in Korean public going to welcome ITZY's next comeback? Korean, 3 cards, 2 more. I got one already. Okay, this and one more. One more card. Okay. Korean side. International side. How is international public going to react to ITZY's upcoming comeback called Born to Be? And their title song Untouchable, I believe. One. 2 more. 2 more cards. ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be. Okay, this one and one more. International public reaction to ITZY's next comeback. Okay. So this is international public. This is Korean. Also going to take one card from the oracle for each side. How is Korean public going to react to ITZY's next comeback? One card. Okay, this one. And how is international? And how is international public going to react to ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be? This one. This one. Okay. And this card popped out on the ground, so I might take them as well. Okay, so let's start off with the Korean side. How will Korean public going to react to ITZY's next comeback? Very positive cards. So Korean, I got the card of Ace of Wands, the Lovers, and the card of High Priestess. And from the Oracle, I got the card of Sun in Pisces Vision. They are very positive cards. I do think that there is a possibility that ITZY is going to receive quite a lot of love from Korean side. I do think that Koreans will, will give some sort of, attention to ITZY's name. But I also think that they know that this comeback is leaning towards, more international side. I also do think that ITZY's appearance, how tough, how how pretty the girls look, are going to attract some attention, some love. There is a chance that they're going to receive quite a bit of opportunities with this comeback. I do think that this comeback could be a bit unique, mm, or just they will see the potential in this comeback. And I do think that Korean side is very loving towards this comeback. Yeah, very supportive energy. So because they do think that this is something new, and ITZY, is not that quote unquote newer group, and they have this support from older groups, fandoms as well, if that makes sense. Now let's move on to international public. Ooh, international public got the card of Hermit, Page of Wands, and the card of the World, and from the Oracle, the Fortune, and the card of Isolation. This is really interesting, because I do think that this comeback is also going to be well received by international public, but there's also this sort of sadness that, and I do think that sadness comes from one member missing in this comeback, Leah, where they feel like this comeback is super successful, well received, but at the other hand it's like, what about Leah? She's missing. And I do think that from international public, success is shown right here, like stars, sun, like very positive reviews. Maybe there is a song in an album which could be they feel very proud of it for their passion, for their braveness to and I do think that international public is going to give attention to all members of ITZY, distribute it equally. Maybe there's a song that some fans will cry about, like a sadder song, and just I feel like proudness shows up from international public. They feel proud of ITZY, even if things are tough, even if they've gone through a lot, they still release this they have this sort of uniqueness to them that a bit differentiates them from other K-pop groups, if that makes sense. But I do think that both of sides, at least from Tarot's perspective, show success. But we will see with my next segment, which is the final one, the success. How successful will ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be, going to be? How successful? One and one more card. Thank you. Now, how successful will ITZY's next comeback going to be in terms of YouTube views? YouTube views. How successful will ITZY's next comeback going to be in terms of album sales? And finally, how successful will be ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be, going to be in terms of charting, on charting platforms like Melon, Billboard, and so on. ITZY's next comeback. No more card pop up. And I'm also going to take one card. How successful will ITZY's next comeback going to be? Overall success of ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be. One card. Overall success of ITZY's next comeback, Born to Be. Okay, thank you. So let's start with how successful will ITZY's next comeback going to be. So I got the card of the Emperor, the card of Strength, and from the Oracle I got the card of Seduction. I do think that this comeback has a lot of potential to be successful, because I got, if you noticed, major arcanas, and major arcanas in tarot, if they show off quite a lot, it means that this comeback is going to be, very important to their career. But I also do think that there's going to be, of course, some bad mouthing of ITZY's comeback, the hate. But I do think that this comeback is going to be successful. They're going to receive quite a lot of love from both Korean and international side, I guess. Yeah, because they have the potential to be, the emperor, the kings of their generation, of K-pop in general. They have the potential. Yeah. But I also do think that this comeback is going to be way more successful and way more in overseas, because if you guys notice, mountains, and like a scenery of, so that means, the view, the expansion. Maybe they are expanding somehow with this comeback. How successful will it be in terms of YouTube views? I got the card of Death. So I do think that in the first, release, they're not going to get as many views as, they usually do, but I do think that the views will continue to rise. Yeah, I do think it will be require a bit of time, if that makes sense. But I do think that it is going to be, viewed and watched. How successful will it be in terms of album sales? I got the card of Hermit. They could have a bit, time. I get time. Maybe at first the album sales are not going to be that high, but I think that it will continue to rise up throughout time. And I do think that, I don't know why, maybe they are selling like 1 million. Like this high number. Or maybe they are selling a bit. I think that maybe they are selling a bit more than their previous. But I don't think the number is going to be that, significantly higher this time around. Like around the same wavelength of their usual. And finally, how successful will ITZY's next comeback going to be in terms of charting? I got the card of Temperance, but it is in reverse position. They could chart, but do I think that they're going to have top 5? Probably not. But they could have chart well. Like somewhere in the middle. But there is a chance that maybe they're going to chart better overseas, over like Billboard, for example, rather than their Korean charts. Let me clarify. Please clarify the Temperance in reverse for charting. Okay, the world. Yeah, they're going to chart way better overseas, but they have the potential to chart. They do. World card is very positive card to get. Yeah, that's what I got. If you like my interpretations, please consider subscribing, liking, and yeah, if you have any feedbacks, please leave them in the comment section down below. Thank you guys for watching. Subscribe, like, and without further ado, goodbye.